Here's what I wish someone told me growing up in a brown community: that guilt is not your enemy. Rather, it's that inner feeling or that gut feeling, inner messenger. It's a healthy emotion that triggers healthy reactions. It says things like, hey, you've made a mistake, but it's all right, we can fix it, you're still worthy. For example, when you've done something wrong, you know that you've done something wrong, you go on to fix it, you take accountability, you correct the mistake. Unfortunately, I grew up in a society where the enemy came in the form of culture, tradition, people that even used twisted religion to replace guilt with shame, and went on to say things like, you're a failure, you're good for nothing, I wish you weren't born, all you do is bring shame. And as a child, I grew up with that in my head, and I lived in loops and in cycles of people pleasing, self-sabotage, pre-rejection, and abandonment. I literally wore a mask over me because I was afraid of being authentic. What if I bring shame into the family? So in my early 20s, while I was reading the Bible, something God spoke to me and it brought to my awareness, shifted my mind, was God leads you to repentance. That is a change of heart, which means he leads you to correction and accountability. But the enemy, he leads you to condemnation, which is shame, and goes on to keep you in loops of hiding. And that's exactly what I did. I kept hiding away from my authentic self, hiding away from what God called me out to, because I was afraid of what people would say. And then I stopped hiding because I realized that God created me beautifully and wonderfully and fearfully, and he knit me in my mother's womb with so much care, and he's already called me worthy. He does not lead me to shame, rather he leads me to correction and accountability. So if God has called me worthy, then why would I need another person's validation to tell me if I'm worthy or not? And that's when I started living authentically. If you're a brown woman who's resonated with this and you've got the awareness but you don't know how to move forward, comment shift and join the Her Shift Mastermind. We start soon.